Good morning, everybody. Lisa here from Spirit Connections with your Tarot Tuesday video on August the 9th, 2016. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to set, just kind of set that sacred space for yourself when you're doing a reading. And, or even when you just want to set a space for meditation. Some of my favorite things to have are my crystals, my smudge stick. As you can see, I have it going here for you this morning. Also, I like to sometimes have candles, feathers, and as you saw in my last video, I do sometimes like to use ceremonial tobacco and salt and things like that. Today I kept it really simple. I have my sage, I have my favorite crystal ball. It's a clear quartz sphere, so it is good for amplifying the energies. I have a couple of my favorite amethyst points that are really good for healing and just bringing in healing energy. I have some blue lace agate, which is really, really good for communication and clearing the throat chakra. I have some angel light today also, which is also really good for communication, clearing the throat chakra. And it's also really good for psychic connection as well. I also have some fluorite, which is also really good for psychic communication. Excuse me. And lastly, we have moonstone. And moonstone is really good for women, especially when they are approaching that time of the month. It's really good for gynecological issues, but it's also really good for helping to clear out any confusion that you might have surrounding that when your hormones are kind of going crazy. I don't know about you, but I know there's times when I feel that way. So today again I'm going to use the Victorian Fairy Tarot deck that I used last week. And wow, they just really kind of threw the cards out there for us today. Yeah, we like this one. We just need to put them in the right order. So what I'm seeing with a lot of the energy that's going on and coming through right now is a lot of us are in a position right now. This is the inverse Ten of Winter, and the Ten of Winter represents kind of that letting go. In the traditional sense, it's actually what one would call the death card. However, it doesn't represent physical death. So many times this card comes up and people are like, oh no, who's going to die? It doesn't necessarily mean that. A lot of times what it means is that there's situations in your life that you really need to just really assess and look at and let go of, because it's just time to do that. So often we keep ourselves stuck in these situations that we feel obligated to stay in, and we don't need to. We can let them go. You know, whether it's a relationship, a job, even a relationship with a family member. So many times we feel that because we were born into a family, blood is thicker than water, and all of those sayings, that we have to stay in communication with them, that we have to be a part of their lives. And the reality is that no, we do not. We do not need to do that. In fact, we can let go of any relationship that we choose to. I didn't speak with my mother for 15 years before she passed. I didn't speak with my father either, because there were things in my past and in our past together that we didn't agree on. And they didn't agree with some choices I made. I didn't agree with some choices they made. And so we didn't communicate. Now, yes, part of me does regret a little bit of that, because sometimes, you know, people pass and there were things that we wish we could have said to them. But just know that the things that you could have said to them, you can still say to them. They will hear you. They will know. And also know they do forgive you no matter what, and they love you. Because regardless of what happened here on earth, once you pass over, all of that falls away. The next card that I pulled here is Awakening. And what I feel like is, for many, many, many of us, we're going through the awakening and letting go of the things that we don't need. And that's where that Ten of Winter came in. And with the shedding of the old brings in the new ideas, new beliefs, new jobs, new relationships, things that match our vibrational level. And in that, I see it bringing a lot of abundance and peace to people. And I know a lot of times we look at the situation, the way things are on this planet right now, and we feel like it's so overwhelming and it's so big that we can't fix all the problems. The thing is, something my mother always told me. When I was 15, I left my father's home and moved to my mother's home. They were separated, or they were divorced, and I never could figure out how to start to wash the dishes. I didn't know how to stack them. I didn't know how to get the water running. And my mother just looked at me and she said, "You just pick a place and begin." And I always thought that was the most ridiculous thing she could have ever said to me in that moment. But looking back on it, that was the best thing she could have said, because I had no clue whatsoever what I was doing. And so that's what we need to do. When you have no clue where to begin, just pick a place. It doesn't matter, as long as you're making baby steps and taking those steps to try and better your life. And in doing so, as you better your life, other people around you are inspired to better their lives. And as we slowly each take that lesson from each other, we're going to improve the entire planet as we do it one person at a time, because that's how change begins, one small little baby step at a time. And in the end, what that's going to bring about, the world. We have everything. We just need to be open to it. We need to be open to all that we're worthy of receiving. With that, I would like to say thank you everyone for watching today. It was a bit of an unusual video for me again today. They've been pushing me in some pretty strange directions, so I just like to kind of go with the flow, and you should too. Honestly, that was some of the best advice I'd ever gotten in my life, is just to go with the flow. Be adaptable. Don't be offended when things change. Just roll with it and try and deal with it the best you can, because sometimes that's just the way things go. And not everything's going to be perfect. We have the dark side, we have the light side. Not to steal too much from Star Wars there, but we need to learn to roll with the punches, because life isn't always perfect. But if we can find joy even in some of the smallest moments, it makes it worthwhile. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, again today. If you would like to book a reading with me, you can contact me. All of the information will be in the description below the video. Also, if you're poking around the internet and would like to find a place to join up and speak with other women about women's issues and about things that are important to women, check out joinb1.com. I'll post the link in the video description as well. I'm a community leader for this website, and it's a very important project to me. The CEO of Join B1 is doing some amazing things, and if you could all just give her a little prayer that she can get what she needs to really launch this company, I would really appreciate that. She's supported me in my journey, and I'm supporting her in her journey, and I think that is something that is so incredibly important that we as women are not doing enough. If you go check out the site, you can see lots of other great women there too, who are supporting each other in their journeys. And join in your voice and get support for yourself as well. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Namaste.